Memorial Day weekend 2020. It's your girl, Miss Mahogany, Miss Just Be You. Welcome to the season finale, part one of Just Be You After Dark. I am so excited to be with you this evening. I want you guys to know that you are in my thoughts and in my prayers as we continue to try to move through the coronavirus pandemic. I pray and I hope that your family is safe, healthy, and strong. And if you are not feeling healthy and strong, I send you positive energy and positive vibes. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So listen, I have a very special guest, someone that I have known since college, someone who I've watched grow, evolve, change, expand in his career and in his personal journey as a man. And I am so excited to introduce him to you today. But before I introduce my first guest, I also want to let you know that I decided to do a three-part season finale because I have so many wonderful artists that I wanted to share this spotlight with that I couldn't squeeze it all into one episode. So therefore, this is part one. And next Saturday, I have another show. And then the following Sunday, I have the grand finale, honey. You do not want to miss it. So please follow me on Instagram at Miss Mahogany Reynolds. Also follow me here on Facebook. And you can also add yourself to my mailing list. If you go to my website, mahoganyreynolds.com, you'll be able to send me your email address, send me a hello, and I can add you to my mailing list. Hey, look, we don't know how much longer we're all going to be at home. And even though some places are going to start gradually opening up, I'm going to tell you this, Miss Mahogany going to be right here in her home studio, staying creative until I feel 100% safe that it's okay for me to host my events in public. So until that happens, you will always be able to find me online with amazing, unique content. There is nothing else like Just Be You After Dark. And I am so glad to be here tonight. So let me introduce my guest. Sam Rawls is a triple threat in a very unique sense of the word. He is a singer, a songwriter, he is an actor. He also knows how to work behind the camera with production. Very intelligent young man. He is classically trained. He got a full scholarship in music to go to the university that he and I attended. Shout out Grand Valley State University. Whoop, whoop. And to that, when he finished school and he started his path into adulthood, he went to New York, one of the toughest markets in the world. And he started to develop his own sound, which is a combination of soul, funk, R&B. He also sings some gospel. He has a very broad range, 5 octaves, honey, he can sing. He can read sheet music. He can compose music. He is beyond a triple threat. Now, while he was in New York, he performed at staple venues. One of the ones that we all know, or we should know, Apollo Theater. That is a legendary place that Sam performed. And in addition to that, he's an actor. He got a calling to move to Atlanta. So he went to Atlanta and he started his acting journey. And since then, he has been on this upward climb. And I am so excited to get into a conversation with him about the experiences that he's had, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I'm going to tell you as an actress myself, Hollywood is not all glamour and it's not all glorious. There are some struggles and some hardships that you are going to have to face as you build your career. And Sam and I are going to get into a conversation about what tools do you need in order to build a sustainable, marketable, positive career. Now, when he was in Atlanta, he started off doing extra work, which is very smart, because if you're a new actor, getting roles as an extra is a great way for you to learn the industry, to network and to meet people, and also to hone your skills as an actor. one of his notable roles was on The Game. You guys remember that show with Tia Moreau Hardwick and Pooch Hall? And that show came on I can't remember the name of the network, so I don't want to say the network wrong. But you know The Game, it was a great show. Well, Sam was a featured extra on there. He played a homeless guy. He's going to tell us all about that experience. And then that just started rolling in more extra parts. Okay, Hidden Figures, Anchorman 2. And the thing about it is that Sam understands that being an extra is a wonderful opportunity. It's not something to take lightly. You show up to work, you're on time, you're professional. And when you do that, then other opportunities come your way. So I'm not going to take up all the time talking, honey, even though I know you love listening to Miss Mahogany. But we are going to introduce Sam. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Sam Rawls, originally from Flint, Michigan, which is a town not too far outside where I grew up, Detroit, okay? He is an amazing vocalist, an amazing actor, and more importantly, an amazing person. I am very selective about who I invite to be on this show, and he is somebody that I am very proud to have on the show tonight. So we are going to send him positive vibes. I want you to let me know you're in the building. I'm going to be checking the Facebook comments. If you guys have any questions along the way about the industry, things that you want to know, questions that you want to ask either me or Sam, please put that in the comment section. If you don't have anything else to do tonight, please share this video, invite some friends to virtually watch it with you, and let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. All right, Sam, what song are you going to be singing for us first?
First song I'm going to sing is an original song that I wrote. It's called How It Feels to Be Loved. I wrote it actually back when I was a little kid, probably a teenager or whatever. Everybody else had little boo things, and my little fat butt didn't have nobody. But I made a song out of it. So, later it was produced, this track is produced by Fabrizio Sati of Soti Records out of New York City. And it's How It Feels to Be Loved. And I'm gonna press that button and we can make it happen.
Nice. Everybody clap it up as he gets his music set up. Please let me know that you are watching, that you're listening. And let's have a great show. This is going to be an extended episode of Just Be You After Dark. So, because, honey, me and Sam got a lot to talk about, and you guys are going to enjoy it. Everybody, Sam Rawls.
Sometimes I feel so all alone, like there's nothing and no one to call my own. Just like an empty space, I'm longing to be filled by that someone's gonna be for real. Someone will be there, and someone who really cares. And I just wanna know, hey, how it feels to be loved. And I just wanna know, yeah, how it feels to be loved. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. Sometimes I sit and think about, why did I have to always be the one left without? What am I to do when I hear a love song? Just to turn and realize nobody else is home. Whoa. No one to turn to late at night, and no one to hold me tight. And I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. No one to talk to, nowhere to turn. Seems like no one's listening and no one's concerned. No one to put a smile upon my face. No one to ask me how was my day. And I just wanna know, oh, I just need to know, I gotta know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know, oh yeah, how it feels to be loved. I just wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know, oh yeah, how it feels to be loved. Oh, sometimes it hurts so bad inside. I just wanna know. All I can say is why, yes.
All right. I knew you was gonna bring it, Sam. I just knew it. Oh my, yes. I want to know too, honey. I want to know. I just want to know a lot about you that I don't know, and I want to share and talk about things that I do know. So pull up your seats, honey. Let's get cracking with this conversation. I am so excited. Oh my God, that was fantastic.
You see my people on my wall?
Yes, I see them.
Detroit
nice.
And Prince.
Nice. Love it, love it, love it. So everybody who's watching right now, thank you so much for joining us. Please share and let people know that, you know, there's a wonderful online talk show on right now, because can we keep it real? An opportunity like this to give independent artists a platform is not as plentiful as we would think. And it is my intention to share my platform with inspiring, uplifting, positive, like-minded artists. And Sam Rawls is definitely one of those persons. If you've watched any of my previous episodes of Just Be You After Dark, you see that I have artists on here from all walks of life, from all parts of the country. And it is just such a blessing. Sam, that was beautiful. I just really wrote that when you was a teenager. That is just so precious. And you know what? Love is love is love, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are in the world. Everybody wants to feel love. Everyone needs love, especially now. Oh my God. Right? What the world needs now. You know what I mean? We need love, love, love.
Yes.
So I'm grateful that you started off with that. Now, you know, as I was telling everybody, that Sam and I went to college together, okay? And we go way back like Baggy Jeans and Aaliyah, you know, back, forth and forth. You know what I'm saying? We go way back. So we are going to talk, and we're going to just be very candid. So if you are a sensitive creature and you don't like to hear the truth about stuff, get on your nerves just a little bit. However, if you're like me and you like people to keep it real, and you really want to understand what it's like to be an artist in New York City, what it's like to be an actor in Atlanta, then you have definitely tuned into the right show. All right, now, Sam.
Yes.
Your cousin is the legendary Grammy Award winning, platinum selling artist, Lou Rawls. Now, I remember Lou Rawls from when I was a little girl, and my mama used to play his music. I am from Detroit, just like you are from the Detroit metro area. So we grew up with music, with Motown, you know what I'm saying? And that rhythm and that blues and that soul, it was just something we listened to for a very, very, very young age. And so from what I can see, first of all, I see the resemblance in your face, which is adorable. And I also see that you guys have had a very similar path in terms of your journey. And it's almost like 6 degrees of separation up in here. Seriously, when I read the bio and more information about Lou Rawls, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that what I just talked to Sam about that he went through? Wait a minute, isn't that the same movie that Sam was on? I'm like, oh snap, you know, and it just reminds me that in life, God sets us on a journey and on a path of what I feel is self-discovery. In a lot of ways, the things that you're going through, they're not even about you. They're about people who came before you and the struggles that they were able to overcome and how they paved a way and they created a platform for you. And your job is to build upon that, to grow it and develop it so that you can pass it on to your children and so on and so forth. So that's just that part. I'm very, very excited about that part. I'm also excited that you understand that the music from your cousin's era and even the music from our golden age of the 90s in college, there is a profound difference in the music that's out right now. Now, it's not to say that the music out right now is not good enough. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are certain aspects of the music industry and the quality of music that has shifted. So let's get into that. Let's start off with that first. First, what is your, it's hard for artists to put themselves in one category, which I appreciate, but just overall, tell everybody that's watching, how would you define the Sam Rawls sound?
Well, I started in the church, of course. Now, I'm not your typical church singer, though, because I don't do all the riffing and the ratting and all that stuff. But I started off in church. And so mine is a gospel meets soul meets R&B. As you said before, I'm classically trained. So, you know, it also needs to sound correctly. You know, I like to pronounce all my letters. My teachers taught me that in in high school and elementary. Mr. Petrie, shout out. Yeah, my teachers taught me, you know, how to do things properly.
Nice. So that's good diction. That's good pronunciation of your words. You know, I remember I used to sing in an award-winning youth choir in Georgia. I don't know if you knew this, but I went to high school in Georgia.
I didn't know that.
Tell you that? Oh my God. Shout out to Decatur. Shout out to DeKalb County. Shout out to Latonia. Shout out to Stone Mountain. Yes, I went to, I was all over the place. I went to high school in Georgia. And my grandmother, God rest her soul, if I'm not mistaken, I think today's my grandmother's birthday. Oh, Grandma Mary, I miss you. So my grandmother wanted me to stay on the right path, so to speak. And so she had me join her church, which is a great Baptist church in Decatur, Georgia. And I joined the youth choir, and we were like 100 deep. It was a lot of us. And I remember how strict our choir director was. She said, it doesn't matter if it sounds great, if people can understand what you're saying.
Right.
I mean, that I understand that. I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that your classical training sets you apart, because it makes it you just on another level as far as I'm concerned.
I'll take that.
Okay, take that. Yes, yes. Now, the music industry has many layers. Tell us about some of the roadblocks that you have faced, specifically when you were in New York, and how you were able to push past that and still do your art and still believe in your art.
Well, just the whole New York experience in itself is enough, even if you're not an artist. You know, that right there alone is crazy. And that if you can, the music there,
it differs from here in Atlanta because the music there, these are, when I tell you Atlanta, New York musicians they're also classically trained. They're also, you know, they are on it. You know, they have to be because there's so much competition. There's so many people in the city of New York, you know. And so, you know, and then you've got everybody, and then they have the schools of the arts. They have things that, you know, we didn't have in Michigan. We don't have here in Georgia either, honestly. You know, so those things make the difference there. And that brings upon a different atmosphere besides just the, you know, the molten part of the world. So did I get all of that?
Yeah, so I like that. I like that. Because I worked in New York in the entertainment industry for a while, and it is a very different environment. It causes you, if you're willing, it forces you to step up your game, and it forces you to what they say, level up, because you can't survive in New York being just phoning it in. You know, I'll sing a little bit, you know, or I'll dance a little bit, I'll model, okay, I'll do a few poses. No, wrong. Because it's somebody that's like, okay, go ahead on and audition like that, and then watch me come in there and bring it, okay? So New York I told you when we were talking on the phone, when I moved to New York from Detroit, and I started my career as a model, going on auditions and doing modeling jobs on my lunch break, you know, when I should have been, you know, going to eat, but I wanted to squeeze in, you know what I mean? Because I worked in the entertainment industry, so it was long hours. So, you know, on my lunch break, I would try to run and get on the subway and go audition for a modeling job or whatever like that. I mean, New York it moves quick, and you got to keep up.
Yeah.
It's not New York is not Georgia. It's not gonna clap like, it's like, bring in what you got. Bring in what you got. And so you have to build up a stamina. Otherwise, right?
You gotta build up some money. It's costly.
It is. The subway, the trains, auditioning, headshots, demos, all of that. So if you're thinking about moving to New York or trying out New York as a market, we're not sharing this with you to discourage you. No, not at all.
No, I wouldn't
we're
trade
telling you this so that you can be prepared. Because a lot of people are not going to keep it real with you. And they're like, oh, go to New York. Wonderful. Be on Broadway. It'd be fabulous. Times Square. No. You're going to go to New York, and you're going to learn, and you're going to study, and you're going to train, and you're going to be prepared, because you're going to hear no way more often than you hear yes. So it's important, right? Now with you, when you got to New York, tell us about your experience on the Apollo. I love the Apollo Theater. Shout out to Harlem and the Apollo Theater. Anybody from Harlem? Shout out.
Sugar Bar, Apollo. Yeah, no. I did the original Apollo. I did the original one, the local one, where that's not televised. I sang Prince for that one. I won that one. That's the local one. That's the hardest one. You think the televised one is hard? You rock in Harlem, and they don't play. I'm gonna just tell you, I was scared to death, but I got through it, and I won actually. I won. But then that opportunity got me the chance to do the televised one as well, and that was during the time when Showtime it was called Showtime in Harlem versus the Apollo, because they had to transition. Production there were some financial things with Apollo and stuff like that, so they changed the name for that 1 year, and then they went back to regular Showtime at Harlem. But yeah, same thing. Same.
Nice. When you're performing on stage, what happens, like in your spirit and in your body? Like, what comes over you when you're performing live? It's different than recording in the studio, yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, you know, of course, when you in the studio, I can just sit here and do me all day. But when you out there and somebody in your face and they looking at you and they looking at you like, what you got? You know, they look, hey, the perfect idea, the thought of, was it 5 Heartbeats? They be ready to boo you. So you got to come out there like, you got to get them.
Right.
And just kill it. You know what I'm saying? They don't play. I was scared to death.
Right.
Scared to death.
Well, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because, you know, a lot of people say that they want to be an actor and they want to be a singer, a war model, or whatever the case may be. But and people also think that there's a lot of competition out there. But when you really are in it, in the trenches, you soon realize that there's only a certain percentage of those people who are regularly, consistently going out there, auditioning, performing, and really staying focused on building their career. So it's a good thing to have people hear your experience because it helps them to understand that you just can't do a couple of things and be done with it unless you fall out of love with it. But if you're really serious about building a career, doesn't it take time and patience?
Time, patience, money, a lot of luck. There's a lot of luck, a lot of who you know. You know, in the music industry, it's a lot of who you know and just right place at the right time.
We were talking about that the other night. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, although that has changed now that we have the internet, we got YouTube, so in my day, it was, you were chasing after labels, you know. Now my girls are also singers now and they are, you know, they do their stuff and they got on YouTube, they on iTunes, you know, you can slang yourself. You know, it's kind of the music industry has changed a lot in that way.
That's true. I like what you said about being in the right place at the right time. Me and you were talking about that in a previous conversation. And I also pushed back on you about the whole luck thing. And I told you that for me personally, I've never been lucky. I've either been called or I've been blessed. And I feel like there's a quote that I heard. I don't know who wrote this quote, but someone says that luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So for me, I've always approached my career in that vein. Be prepared, Mahogany, because when opportunity comes, I don't want to slip. I don't want to say, well, you know what? I don't know how to perform a monologue. Okay, well, move on. I don't know how to wear 6-inch stilettos on the runway. Okay, well, move on. I don't know how to read sheet music. Okay, well, move on. So you always have to be prepared because opportunities will come. Sometimes they're large, glitzy opportunities, and sometimes they're not. But if you're really serious about being an artist, you're not measuring your success on how large of opportunity you have, and you're only going to feel good about yourself if you are in the lead. You're only going to feel good about yourself if you're in the forefront of everything. And we're going to talk about that a little later too. Before we get into that, I want to talk to you about.
It has to do with a bit of your where you're putting yourself at, you know, like the circles that you're around. You know, if you're trying to be a singer and you hanging around a bunch of folks who ain't into music, you know what I'm saying? It's you also have to find your circle. You know, you have to find your circle. There's a circle of musicians. There's a circle of songwriters. There's a circle of artists. There's a circle of rappers. You know, you just have to. It's about connecting.
That's right. You know what? That's a good point. When you find your circle, Sam, find people that's going to also be supportive of you. Right. You can't circle because your circle can't be a bunch of frenemies and a bunch of haters. I mean, you gotta surround yourself around people who are one like-minded, as the Bible says, equally yoked. You gotta surround yourself around people who are gonna be supporting you. They happy when you win, and you happy when they win. They happy when you get the part, and you're happy when they get the part. You know
Right.
what I mean? And that's rare. I ain't gonna lie. It's not easy
Right.
finding that circle, because the entertainment industry is the most competitive one and the most narcissistic. So
Now, that when you, it's very competitive. I never played sports or anything like that. All I do is sing. So I'm not a competitive person at all. I don't have a competitive nature. I'd rather move out the way and let you do you. You know what I'm saying? I don't step on nobody's toes, and I you know what I'm saying, I know my lane, I stay in my lane, and from there you have it, you know. But I think sometimes I wish I was a little more competitive. That would probably kick me in the butt a little bit more, give me a little more, you know. But yeah, it's a very competitive industry, you know, and you got some folks out there who are willing to sell their mama, their kids, you know,
they liver.
you know,
Literally.
anything that they think is going to help the process.
Right, right. Ooh, you know what I heard today? I was listening to Bishop T.D. Jakes, and I was doing my morning workout. And he was talking about how when God has a calling on your life, there's no need for you to try to manipulate the situation or to manipulate people in order for you to get ahead. He said that's called witchcraft. I said, ooh.
Right.
He said, because what's for you is for you. So you don't have to manipulate people. You don't have to take advantage of people. You don't have to try to be controlling all up in somebody else's business. You focus on you, because what God has for you is yours. And I was like, wow, that's real talk. I think a lot of people in the industry would be more blessed if they would subscribe to that and cut out all the foolishness, all the backbiting, the backstabbing, the hateration and the narcissism, and just realize that before you were born, there was a plan for you. Right. And if you would just run your race, like what was I telling you the other night? Stay in your lane.
Yes.
Know your part. Know your lines.
In your lane. Right.
Exactly. All right. So listen, you're a daddy. Father's Day is coming up soon. I got to make sure I mail you a card. People don't mail cards, but I still mail cards. So you have children, and I would imagine that some of your children have inherited your artistic gifts. Tell us how you're balancing fatherhood as well as your career.
Fatherhood and my career. Well, right now my kids are grown. And if you look here, you'll see I have a grandson. I have two grandsons. That's the oldest one. I have two grandsons now. So family-wise, my kids are grown. They are also singers as well. These two daughters here, they have a group called Pink Terror. They write, they sing, they produce their own music as well. And I forgot where I was going with that.
No, we were talking about how you balance. So they're grown now, but when they weren't grown, how did you balance, being there for them as a father, emotionally, physically, and everything of that nature, while still pursuing your journey as an artist?
Well, there was time, as you know, I lived in New York. So I lived in New York when they were much younger. I lived in New York twice. And the first time I lived in New York, I worked in the World Trade Center before it fell down. And I went back home because my baby was being born. And then later I returned to New York. And they have a great mother. She takes good care of them. It's all on you got to have a good partner doing it. But I consider myself to be a damn good father as well. Not always present, but always present.
Ooh, love it.
But I was always present when allowed to be present. So,
nice.
Yeah. And, and they're young ladies now. And like I said, my oldest is finna get married. I have two grandsons with her. My two youngest girls, like I said, are a singing group. You know, they take after the dad. They want to do it all too. My daughter, Asia, the baby, she actually has started doing her own little like TikToks and videos and things she does of her own that I'm proud of her for. You know, she's creative. They call her the mini me. So
nice. That's awesome. You know, I love the part about partnership. Whether you're married or not, it doesn't matter. If you have children with someone, you're in a partnership.
Right.
Okay. At least you should be thinking in that vein that you guys are partnering together to raise these human beings that you guys brought into the world, and that you guys have to be supportive of one another. Even though if you may not even like each other, you still need to be supportive of one another. And I think it's a blessing when you have a partnership where the other person is happy for you, when you're growing, when you're evolving, and you're elevating, that they don't feel, oh, well, they're gonna leave me, or they're more successful than me, and then they kind of like try to pull you back and hold you back out of fear of losing you. But it's a gift. It's a blessing when you have partnerships actually supportive.
Together, she was always supportive of me. Always. I came out with a CD. You know, nice. My little feedback game, I don't know if you remember that, but
I remember.
What's up with the freaky D?
Yes, I remember. I don't know what's up with it, but I remember.
All right. Mahogany.
I know, it's just for you after dark for a reason. Go ahead.
You know, well, we might need to play the freaky D.
We might need to. Some people need to little freaky D. They are, you know, trapped up in the house. You know, it's only so much Netflix you can watch. People probably need to rekindle their little relationship with something. You know what I mean?
We're talking about the freaky D. You know, I went on 106 in Park back in the day with the freaky D. Back with Free and AJ. I gave them CDs, and I gave some CDs out to the people in the audience, and they like did a quick little interview of me back in the day. Free and AJ, you know, that just brought back that memory.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I remember we were talking about, let's talk a little bit about coming full circle. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is between me and you. Don't tell nobody I told you this. So I was talking to Sam, right? And Sam was like, so you want to be on your show? I was like, yeah, Sam, I think it'll be so cool. We could talk. We know each other from back in the day. It's going to be awesome. And I want you to sing. And he was like, sing. I said, yeah, sing. Why you say it like that? He's like, well, no, I kind of put, you know, music on the back burner. I'm really, you know, focusing on helping my daughters with their career and everything like that. I said, Sam, you look good, daddy. That's so awesome. But at the end of the day, you have a path and you have a gift. And the gift that God gave you is not for you. It's for you to give to others. So you're going to sing on my show, whether you like it or not. What song you sing? And he was like, oh, okay, let me get back to you. So he got back to me. And I'm going to tell you, I'm the type of friend who will push you and challenge you to your greatness. If you don't have a friend like that, you need to reevaluate the kind of people that you call your friends.
Get some stuff together. Do you hear me? I had to go together. I had to get my computer back working. I've been preparing. You got me prepared by doing this interview for so many things that I have been procrastinating with and putting off. You know, and now it's just, it'll lead to further things, further opportunities.
Oh, it definitely will. I already pray for you. I already know that the universe is just opening up the floodgates and stuff is just going to come pouring down on you, and you won't feel overwhelmed and caught off guard because you're prepared, right? That luck and that opportunity is going to come your way. All right, now listen, tell me about some of the projects that you plan on working on in 2020. Even though you're at home, what is some stuff that you think you're going to start working on?
In 2020, I've got well, I'm actually, you've been encouraging me, and then, you know, I'm gonna get back to my music. I'm gonna get back to making some more music. I'm doing at home auditioning for different TV commercial stuff. They have a lot of commercial stuff where they're allowing folks to videotape it from home, and what they'll do is they'll like send out equipment and lights and camera. You know, they'll send out everything and let you videotape yourself at home for like commercial promos and things like that. Now, since during the coronavirus, everything has pretty much shut down as it should have. Things have shut down, so you know it's gotten to the point where. What am I working on now?
So you're going to get back into your music, or are you going to start writing new material, or are you going to go back into the vault and pull out some songs and just maybe remix them or polish them up or add some new lines, new lyrics based upon the things that you've been through since you first wrote those songs? That's just the idea. Write me down as a co-producer. Okay, thank you.
You know what? I may go into the vault and, you know, I definitely need to bring some old stuff back because, you know, good music ain't never old.
No, it ain't.
And that's the one thing I love about good music. It never gets old. The music might sound a little tweaked though, but we can fix that, you know. So I've still got some songs that are in here and written down that I got to come up with and put together. I also help my daughters out with some of their music. They call me to because they know I'm serious about the songs and songwriting. I'm a songwriter. You know, I'm very lyrical. I like to have, you know, they right nowadays they have a lot of bubblegum pop crap out here. You know that, you know, is baby is all they saying, which is cool. I know nothing wrong with that. You know, I got a couple of myself where I'm saying the same shit over, but. You know, I like to have.
Keep it real. I love that. Yes.
I actually wrote a hook card. I ain't really gotta say a whole lot. As long as it rocks and you know the beat is hot, I'm gonna make it bubble gum, snap, crackle, pop. But anyway, I gave that hook to my daughter. So, but yeah, no, they're writing a lot of there's a lot of nonsense out right now, you know, and we've lost our way, you know. Hopefully, this virus is bringing us closer to our homes, closer to things that are important, you know. It's definitely giving me an opportunity to regain my steps and refocus on where I need to be and what I need to be doing, you know. I'm doing the acting thing, but also God gave me this gift and I need to use it more. So I'm refocusing on that as well.
Nice. I love that. Yeah, because, you know, teaching your daughters the art behind artistry, you know, I think a lot of people, maybe in the younger generation, they just don't get it. Like being an artist, the root of that is the word art.
Right.
And art is something that you create, and it requires a certain level of substance in order for it to be sustainable. Right. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, while it's great to put out, you know, something with a nice hook and a nice beat and everything like that, but is that going to give you that platinum Grammy Award legendary label that's put on people that really sit down and really write lyrics and that's saying something? Like, people, for me, if your music is not telling me a story about something that you've been through or something that you've overcome, I ain't really trying to hear it. Like, I really don't want to hear empty lyrics. I need to hear something that's going to tell me something about who you are, what you've been through, how you overcame it, or hell, if you didn't. You know, my favorite album from college R&B is Mary J. Blige's My Life.
Yeah, because it was personal. Yeah.
It was just so personal. And if you know anything, ladies and gentlemen, about Mary J. Blige, if you know her story, I'm not even going to have to explain it to you. Then you know what was going on in her life when she wrote that album. That kind of stuff right there is what they call iconic. You know what I mean? it was artists like Sam Cooke. Oh, you know what I mean? Now I'm going way, way, way back. But Marvin Gaye, you know, Donny Hathaway, you know, who was Aretha Franklin, you know, that kind of stuff. That's
Ashford and Simpson.
Yes, Ashford and Simpson. You gotta Anita Baker, Detroit. Whoa, you gotta know your art history so that you can understand who came before you. Yeah, I mean, it's important. It's important because everything didn't start with iTunes. I'm sorry, it just didn't. So you got to go back and you got to study the greats. And I know that you in particular, you come from greatness. It's in your DNA. And even outside of that though, because I didn't even know that you were related to Lou Rawls. When I knew you in college, I'm telling you, every time you sang, it made me cry. It was always just so, there was no facade with you. And there still isn't. And I encourage you to stay true to that because that's what's going to, that's gonna just push you into like a whole nother atmosphere, brother. I'm just telling you.
Amen. I received that.
All right now, Sam, you are going to sing another selection for us. I'm excited. So get yourself situated and I will have a little chit chat with my audience. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So while Sam gets himself set up for singing his next song, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about dreams. I personally think that there are no expiration dates to dreams. I really do believe that. You may get older, things may change in your life, but if there's something that you aspire to do, I really feel like you can still go for it. Now, you might not be able to go for it in the exact same way that you originally had the dream, but there's still other ways for you to go forward with it in a different way. For example, let's just say hypothetically that you always had a dream to be a football player, right? And for whatever reason, you either put it off or something happened and you couldn't really pursue it the way you wanted to. And now fast forward, you're older. Okay, so let's be honest, your knees is not what they used to be because you're old. So you can't get out there and run, you know, and catch and all of that stuff like that like you were been able to do when you were younger. However, there's other things that you can do within the football industry that still helps you stay on the path of your dream. You could be a coach. You can start a football camp for kids. You can mentor. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. And it doesn't matter what industry it is. Please don't give up on yourself. It's so important to have faith in yourself. I did an interview last week, if you guys watched, and the artist that I interviewed last week, he talked a little bit about faith and how the Bible says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. In other words, it's like your imagination. What can you imagine for your life? What can you imagine about what you want to achieve in life? And you have to put faith behind that. Now, when you put the faith, then you need to do some work. You need to put some effort. You need to actually start moving in that direction. It's not enough for you to just have faith and hope that everything will just fall into place. You have to start doing some work to actually make that happen for yourself. And I know that you can do it, especially now that we are at home more than we've ever been in history. People are at home. It's a great opportunity for you to tap into yourself and find out what it is that you want to be. Please promise me that you will not go back to business as usual, being like a hamster on a wheel, just running around in a circle and not doing anything constructive and productive and creative for your life. Make that promise to yourself. All right, Sam, are you all set?
You know what?
Good. Yes, tell me.
Kind of, sort of. Now, this track, I'm going to be singing over the track because I don't have the instrumental.
Nice.
But this song is I need to set it up.
Okay.
This song is called Do It. I wrote this when I first moved to Atlanta from New York. It's just to encourage my people, you know, it encourages me. You know, sometimes we get stuck and we get caught in a rut and we just get lazy, you know, and we just need an encouragement. Sometimes you just need to pick me up, like, you know what, remind you that we can do it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I wrote a song called Do It.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to get up or anything. I'll sit here.
No, that's totally fine. We love it.
And I'll be singing along with the track, but hopefully you hope it sounds okay.
Hope. Let's hope. Keep hope alive. Yes.
I can't wait to see. All right, so let me know. Can you hear it?
I sure can.
Okay. I'll cut that kind of down because I don't want to be. Check it. I hear people all the time saying what they gonna do. And I can't say much because sometimes, you know, I do it too. Sitting around wasting time procrastinating. But when somebody does it first, that's when we start hating. Talking loud, but you ain't saying shit, do it. Stop wasting time, but you're all into it. Now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go on and do it. Talking loud, but you ain't saying shit, do it. Stop wasting time, but you're all into it. Now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go on. Check it. We all got a reason why we do what we do. But in the end, that reason's just another excuse. So now's the time to get up, y'all, and make something happen, yeah. Instead of waiting until you get forced into action. Talking loud, but you ain't saying shit, do it. Stop wasting time, but you're all into it. Now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go on and do it. Talking loud, but you ain't saying nothing. Stop wasting time, but you're all into it. Now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go on and do it. We all got a reason why we do what we do. But in the end, that reason's just another excuse. So now's the time to get up, y'all, and make something happen, yeah. Instead of waiting until you get forced into action. Talking loud, but you ain't saying shit, do it. Stop wasting time, but you're all into it. Now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go and do it. Talking loud, but you ain't saying nothing. Stop wasting time, put your all into it. Now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go and do it. Go to school if you want to. Boom, boom, you can do what you want to do. Boom, boom, start your business if you think it's right. Take control of your own life. Boom, lose the weight you want to. Stop smoking because you know you need to. You can do anything you want to do. All you gotta do is get up and do it. Talking loud, but you ain't saying shit, do it. Stop wasting time, but you're all into it. Now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go and hey, talking loud, but you ain't saying nothing. Stop wasting time, but you're all into it. Now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go and do it. Stop giving up before you even give it a try. How many opportunities are you gonna let pass you by? So just keep on reaching for your goal until you get it. Can't nothing stop you unless you let it. Be about it, make it happen, go and do it. Talking loud, but you ain't saying shit. Boom, stop wasting time, put your all into it. Boom, now's the time to go ahead and prove it. Be about it, make it happen, go and do it. Boom, go to school if you want to. Boom, boom, you can do what you want to do. Boom, boom, start your business if you think it's right. Take control of your own life. Lose the weight if you want to. Stop smoking because you know you need to. You can do anything you want to do. All you gotta do is get up and do it. Do it, do it. I got lost. Let's do it.
Oh, man, I was about to cry. Hold on. Yes.
I got lost.
I knew that was gonna happen. No, you don't understand.
I was hearing it, so I cut the music off.
No, Sam, that was flawless. That was absolutely freaking perfect. Oh my God, listen. The fact that you wrote this song, right, when you moved to Atlanta, and we were talking before about writing music of substance, because good music is timeless, right? In this space that we find ourselves in with COVID, where we are quarantined, where we are having to wear masks, to go out to the grocery store, things that we've never done in this country before, it's the perfect opportunity for you to stop talking shit and just do it. Right. Oh my God, I love it. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I did with this show, because I typically produce my shows in public. I sell out my shows. And I had a show lined up for actually 2 nights ago that I was supposed to do in Jersey. Had the artist lined up, the venue paid for, everything. Okay. And then this happened, and I'm like, uh-oh, now what? So I'm like, okay, I got 2 choices. I can stay home and be pissed and be angry, or I can create. And this show came about as a way for me to not just get on Facebook and just be talking, you know, right. Enough people doing that, but what do I have to say that's going to help somebody else? And then who can I bring on the show that's going to kind of mirror what I'm saying, so that we can both help people? And in the turn, I feel like we're going to be blessed as a result. You know what I'm saying? I love that song. When I come down to Atlanta, you are going to perform that song. I got something up my sleeve. Okay, I ain't going to give it away just yet, but it's something that I'm working on. Just Be Performing Arts is coming to Atlanta, people. So just, you know, get ready. All right. So now, Sam, let's talk a little bit about your educational training, because a voice like that requires a certain amount of control, being able to control your notes, being able to know certain nuances in how your voice works, the breathing technique and all of that stuff. You learned that in high school when you were a part of musical theater, and you recently reunited with them. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, in high school, my high school was a magnet high school in Flint, which meant that we had magnet classes were like your special extracurricular activities. So we had theater at Central. There were other high schools that didn't have a theater group. So we had a big auditorium and everything. So we had theater. And with that, I participated in both of the musicals. I took acting in high school as well. You know, so I already knew when I was a little kid what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to sing, and I wanted to be on TV acting and doing whatever else, you know what I'm saying? So I had studied that in high school, all throughout, up until now, basically. I'm still studying, you always study. But we did a musical, we did 2 musicals. One was Cinderella, and the other was The Sound of Music. My senior year, I played one of the friends to the Captain Von Trapp. And that was back in 92 going into 93 year. And so Disney Plus has a TV show called Encore, where they reunite high school theater groups on Disney Plus to perform whatever musical that they did back in the day, 10, 20 years later. They reunite part of the cast members and they put on a huge production. My high school is now closed. Oh, sad, but Flint Central is now closed. So we had it at another high school. But they took 5 original members from The Sound of Music and they brought together a whole cast of paid people to fill in the other parts. So we had 5 original members who were from the class of 92, 93, and they had the whole crew and everything. They set crew, everything. And we had to perform all of this in a week's time. 1 week. Now, before, when I did in high school, I sang as a fat boy, so I didn't have like a big role or anything. I was just there to sing. That's what I was there for. So, but now, they gave me the position of Friedrich, the little boy. So I was playing a little kid. And this little black boy who was supposed to be, the son to this white man, and So, I played Friedrich this time, and we did it in a week's time. We did the whole production in a week. They taped it. They had us do the whole entire production, and then they cut it down either the day before and the day of. They cut down different parts because it was lasting us like 2 hours, and it was crazy. So, and then they showed it on the TV show, and they only show like maybe 2 or 3 minutes of the actual performance. But the people, like my family and friends and all of family and friends and Flint folks were invited to come to this theater and watch us redo this 20 years later. And that was a great opportunity. It was crazy because the people that I was with, we were all singers for the most part. There was only maybe a couple that weren't in the choir. And we had a song we would always sing, "The Lord bless you and keep you." And in between every take, we'd be saying, "The Lord bless you and keep you," because we needed him. But he blessed us.
I know that's right. Wow, yeah. That's a great story.
Yeah. It was really fun to do. Like I said, I was glad. I auditioned for both the captain and they gave me the kid. I didn't want the captain. He had too many lines and my memory sucks. I don't know if I can talk about that, but my memory sucks. So I really have a phobia of forgetting lines. So I go extra hard to make sure that I remember them. That's actually something that's kind of been keeping me back a little bit is my memory. That's some other stuff. But but no, we did that in front of some kids, in front of our family and friends. 20 plus years later, they even had our theater teacher, Mr. Jennings, he came and he played one of the people in the play actually for it. It was a blessing, a truly great opportunity to see friends that I hadn't seen. Some of them I hadn't seen since high school. And they wouldn't recognize me because back in high school, I'm 6'1" now and 190. In high school, my senior year in high school, I was probably 5'7" in high school and about 250 pounds, maybe 260. I was a late bloomer. So, but that was it. Reunited us. Disney Plus. Encore is the name of the show. It's on Disney Plus. Encore, and we are The Sound of Music, Flint Central High School.
Nice. That's definitely a full circle moment, right?
Yes. So full circle. The voices were still there. It was. Like in high school, I went to school with some singers. Our teacher, Mr. Peacher, he did not play. He was very technical, very, he didn't do that church singing. He'd tell you now, we ain't Whitney Houston up there, or we ain't, he'd be like, look, this is classical music. It has to be sung a certain way.
Right.
You have to every letter. You know, you have to know your breathing. You have to know your diction. It's a whole different ball game. You know, and because of that, high school, that's what opened up so many other doors for me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, high school is a great place. People say, oh, you know, when you go to college, that's where you go to discover yourself and explore, you know, what you might want to be in your career. But high school can be a great place for you to do that too. You know, it's not just a place for you to gain, in my opinion, academic information and knowledge. I think high school is a wonderful opportunity as a young person for you to kind of like think about some different things that you might want to try, and you can join like the choir, the chorus, or the musical theater department, or the film department. You can learn different languages. There's a lot of things if you're really paying attention. And every high school is different. You know, the high school that I went to had a lot of different opportunities for you to explore and take different things. My chorus that I sang in high school, we used to travel all over Georgia, performing in choral events, and it's completely different. It's so funny, Sam. Look, okay, so on a Saturday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
The teacher would tell us where to meet for the choral concert competition, right? And you come and you wear like, you know, maybe black skirt and a white blouse. When you stand, you know, your posture, and you're singing a certain way, right? And you're focused on your breathing and make it, like you said, with your diction and everything like that. And nobody is trying to out sing the other person, because everything has to harmonize and blend in real beautifully. And she's conducting like this, and you have to be listening, and you got to understand what those movements mean, right? And then on Sunday morning, then I go to my grandma's church, and we be in the choir, like rock it, get down, you know, singing gospel music. So it's great to have, I know, right? It's great to have that diversity. Great to have that diversity.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes you more accessible. It makes you more marketable. And we can just say, no, I only sing this kind of music. I'm not singing nothing else. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this ain't the season for that kind of music. So I guess you just sit back until your season comes up again. But if you're smart, you diversify yourself, and you know how to do. And didn't you have to learn how to read sheet music? Because I know I did in high school. Because we used to have those books with the songs, and turn the page to the next song, and you supposed to find your part. It's different than singing in a gospel choir in most cases, where the choir director or in the piano
they give you your part.
Right, they sing it first, and then they say altos, and then you repeat what you heard. So it's learning by ear, which is also a gift. I mean, some people be flat, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
And you just reminded me also, though, like even another shout out to Flint. When I was even before high school, I did plays at McCree Theater back in Flint, a black theater there in Flint, McCree Theater. And that was, you know, I used to do a lot of I did a couple of different musicals and stuff then as well also. So like I was saying, for me, you know, I've always kind of knew what I wanted to do. And I feel like when you know what you want to do, that gives you, then you know what avenues you need to pursue. You know what things you need to do. You know, like when I went to school in college, I was like, you know, I went on I had a classical boys scholarship, but I also took film and video in college. I learned everything from production in front of the camera to behind the camera. You know, like I said, I already knew what I wanted to do. It was just about making it happen. So, but I had to make sure that I was educating myself, you know, because right now, I mean, when I first started doing the extra work, I was doing the extra work, and it was just like, you know, I'm working. But the crazy thing is, I know how to do the other stuff behind the camera as well, you know, and that's a helping hand also. Because when I had to set all this up today, you know, you got to know some things.
You do, so, the lighting and sound and all of that. The technology now it's a little bit more complicated, because how do you stream live on Facebook? I don't know. You tell me. So I had to figure that out too, right?
Right. You know, it's a learning, you know, I recommend that everybody, if there's something that a craft that you're trying to do, you need to learn every aspect of it, you know, the ins and outs of everything of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know when you're going to be asked to do something else or when you're going to have to do something else because of coronavirus. You know, you got to set everything up. You got to be able to record yourself. You know, and this time now will actually allow folks to do that, you know, to seek other avenues and to seek that education. I'm saying seek education in everything that you're doing. You know, there's a way to do it. And if you're going through YouTube for the education, check multiple sources.
Oh, definitely. I'm old fashioned, Sam. I love me a book. I have so many books about. I remember doing a workshop for aspiring models. And I had models that came in from New York and models from New Jersey and Philadelphia. And I was telling these models that they need to study the art of modeling. And they really didn't understand what I meant by that. And I'm like, you need to study the art of modeling. Modeling is a form of art. So you need to study it. It's not just getting on the runways and looking cute. No, it's more, it's not just striking a pose. It's more to it than that. And so I showed them some of the books that I have in my modeling book collection on models that I had studied, like models from long time ago and moving up into current time. And they're like, I didn't even know there were books, you know, available like that. You know, I'm like, yeah, it's called a library. If you go to the library, you'll be able to find stuff like that, you know, but education is very important. And ladies and gentlemen, we're not necessarily talking about everybody to go to college. College may not be
right.
Like that's what we were saying. Right. You can get, like he said, you go on YouTube, find tutorials, educational videos. You know what I'm saying? Don't just use one source. He said, look for multiple sources. You can read periodicals and things of that nature that's in your field that you're interested in. If you're interested in a career in acting, you need to really be poring over all kind of books and things of that nature that teach you about, like he said, not just the in front of the camera part of it, blocking, knowing your lines, memorization, character development, things of that nature. But you also need to educate yourself on the vernacular and stuff that goes on behind the scenes. So when they say stage left, you ain't going down stage because you don't know what they mean. You know, ain't nobody got time for that, right, Sam?
Right.
Sam, let's talk about your acting journey. All right. Okay. So you went to Atlanta and you started your path as an actor. Now, to me, there's a stigma about extra work. Some people think, well, that's not really real acting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You get assigned a specific character and you need to be in character. It's a real job, right, Sam? You show up at the call time and you get paid for
the job. Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about your experience so far. Yeah, exactly. Tell us about your experience so far in ATL with regard to the acting industry in terms of being an extra and some of the highs and some of the lows that you've experienced.
Some of the highs, my first gig here in Atlanta was one of the best gigs I've had. Was my first gig, and I've been doing this for almost 8 or 9 years now. My first gig was The Game. I think we spoke about that earlier. I played the homeless guy. They loved it so much, they invited me back for a second episode. My character, I would play the homeless man. They invited me back for a second episode. After that happened, I was like, look, this is what I'm about to do. Now, like I said, I've always wanted to act, but I hadn't pursued it. I was always pursuing music. I was always pursuing my music, getting that done. When I got here and that opportunity happened for me, it just changed the whole trajectory for me. It held the whole trajectory for me, at least. I do feature work, which is me. You might not say anything, but you're featured, like you're right there with the people. They might be talking to you, but you're not saying nothing. You know, I've done stand-in work. A stand-in is a part of the crew. Now, stand-in is the person when, like, you see, I have, well, y'all can't see, but I have lights set up. I have a light over here. I have a light there. I got a light there. The stand-in, say, so I've stood in for, oh gosh, Danny Glover. That's what I'm talking about. I stood in for Danny Glover. Jumanji, the new movie, the new latest Jumanji. I stood in for Danny Glover. So you have to be his height. You have to be the actor's height and their build, mostly. It doesn't have to be exact, but they want you to be around the height and the build. So when I go in, while they're setting up the cameras and the lights, I'm standing there like I'm Danny Glover, and they're setting the lights. They're making sure that the tones aren't, you know, messing up. They're making sure they're getting the camera set. So when they move the camera, you're still on me. You know, this is what the stand-in's job is to stand there while they set everything up. And that's also considered second team. So they call second team, that means go in there, they're gonna set it up. You stand in, once they call, you know, they stand down, y'all can stand down, second team. Now we got first team coming in. First team is the actual actor. So Danny Glover will be standing in the spot where I was just standing. And so, like I said, I do the extra, the background, and the stand-in work. I like the stand-in because it pays more. You're part of the crew. Being a part of the crew means you get to eat a little bit better most times, not all the ways. Sometimes the extras will, the background actors will also eat good as well. You know, anytime you're on set, you're eating for free, you know. So you really can't complain too much because you eat for free. And a lot of times you eating real good, like good, shrimp, steak, good, especially in the crew, excuse me. So
they have butter rolls. Don't leave out the butter rolls and maybe some cornbread.
Girl, they have butter rolls, cornbread, hot water corn. They have variety. Yeah, for real. So crescent rolls, as you can tell, it can be addictive. I tell you, you go there and you're there. So like you can be on set for. They tell you to be prepared for at least 12 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And you might be there for 12 to 15 to 18 hours a day, sitting around doing nothing all day long. Mm-hmm. It all depends. It all depends on what it calls for the day, your action. Sometimes, like Tyler Perry, I've worked with Tyler Perry several times. I can be seen on If Loving You Is Wrong. You can see me on a couple episodes of Love Me Is Wrong, Greenleaf. Greenleaf films at my church, Greater House of Hope, Atlanta. I've done, what's the other show? Yeah, a couple of his shows. And so I admire him because he's so smart. He gets you in and out. You know, the bigger budgets, they'll have you sitting around for 12 hours, and then on the 12 hours say, okay, we need you on set. And then they'll film you for an hour and say, okay, you're wrapped. You know, sat there all day doing nothing. A lot of times you can't have your phone. You can't, you know, I mean, most times you can if you're in holding, you can have your phone. But when it comes to doing work and you're working, you can't because their privacy, they don't want you taking pictures. That's another issue that they have, you know, with these phones and things nowadays. But I forgot where I was going with that. But
just sharing our experience. I love that. This is knowledge. As a lot of people may not understand what goes into being the extra. And we were talking about this before. How extra work is not to be looked upon as something that's not valuable or valid, because it is. And see, talk a little bit about how you get opportunity to be extra in a film, TV show, whatever, how you should always be prepared just in case you're called upon to step up. How do you prepare yourself for those? What do you do? How do you carry yourself on set so that you could be somebody that they can say, hey, what's your name? Sam? Okay, Sam, can you come over here? All right, Sam, can you say this line? Okay, good. Camera one, action. Boom.
Right.
More money, more screen time, right?
Well,
but if you're sitting there running your mouth, taking pictures of stuff you know you ain't supposed to be taking no pictures of, or worse of all, being impolite or catty or whatever the case may be, your work ethic is just terrible. Nobody's going to call your name, sweetheart.
Well, for me, when I first started, I had hair. So I was being cast, and I was skinny. I was being cast for every homeless guy, every bum, and I was fine with that, you know, whatever get me paid, you know. Now I'm the cops, I'm the detective, I'm the lawyer, you know, so that's a lot of the roles that I'm getting now. But as a background artist, you know, it's what I do is versatility is the best. Because a lot of background artists, depending on what you're working on, sometimes you have to provide your own clothing. I'm a clothes store, so I have all kinds of clothes. But what I didn't have was clothes from like the 70s, clothes from like the 60s, clothes from the 80s, clothes, you know, futuristic possible clothes. I didn't have costumes. So I invested in all those things. My closet, I got costumes, I got 70s clothes in my closet. I had a wig because I cut my hair. I had, you know, and for women, you know, they want, versatility is always best. A no-no is a lot of earrings and tattoos and things like that, because that only lends you toward one type of character. If you want to work consistently, you got to be able to be all kind of different people, you know. So I consider myself to be very versatile. I'll change it up. I'll be whomever you want me to be.
I know that's right.
You know, and that's
where and you can't be so stuck on a certain look that you may have as a woman, like, you know, no, I just got my hair done, I'm not changing my hair, or I just got my nails done, I'm not taking my nails off, or I'm like, oh, they're going to be like, okay, then they just move on to the next headshot, you know what I mean? They just move on to the next person. So you almost have to present yourself like you're a blank canvas, not meaning that you're a blank person, that you're not worthy of anything. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to be a canvas so that they can really just kind of like, you know what, I see her. She could be a doctor. Yeah. I see her. You know, she can be a lounge star singer. You know what I'm saying? You got to be moldable and shapeable, because if you're just really so stubborn that you are not willing to be flexible, then like Sam said, your opportunities are going to be limited to only certain kind of roles. And hey, maybe that's fine for you. Maybe that's what you want. Everybody's different, right, Sam?
Right. You have to find your lane with it, whatever it is. That also takes me to another point. Now, you know, we have a lot of folks coming to Atlanta, and everybody wants to be in Tyler Perry. They want to be in movies. They want to be this. They want to be that. And all that's good. I don't knock anything. You know, I encourage everybody to do what you want to do. What I will say is, though, that there are so many other avenues in the film industry that one can pursue. There are so many other avenues, and actually, those other avenues pay a lot more than what I'm getting paid. You know, so like, you know, of course, you've got hair and makeup. That's one thing right there. They hire them. They're on set all day, from beginning all day. They there, you know, hair, makeup, and then like the hair and makeup people that I'm friends with, they become friends with the actors because you're with them on a regular basis. You know, you have people who are setting up lights, who does the lighting. You have the grip, who are bringing in the equipment and things and setting things up. You have prop crew, costumes, catering. The catering business is so lucrative in the film industry because we eat from the day we get there to the lunch, and if they will stay there too late, they have to feed you again. They have to. So the catering industry, security, they need security on set. You know, it's there's so many other avenues in the set coordinators, set decorators, set location people, find locations where you're going to go out and film, talk to the people. You got contracts. You have the licensing people. You have the people that my girl, they listen to it to make sure you're reading the right lines. I can't think of her name.
Managing the script.
Script writers and yes, all these things. There's a number of opportunities in the film industry besides being in front of the camera. Like I said, unless you're a big wig, you ain't getting no good check. You're not getting the biggest check. The biggest check is usually behind the scene. Just like in the music industry, the artist is singing somebody else's song. So the person, they're singing they getting paid every time they sing, but the person whose song they're singing, he getting paid every time they play that stuff.
Oh, preach.
You know.
Tell it.
You know.
Tell it. Oh, that was knowledge. I hope people was listening to that. That was knowledge for people who are thinking about getting into the singing career. I know for me, mainly with modeling, me mentoring and coaching aspiring models, just trying to help them to understand that even for them, like they think, oh, runway, that's what kind of model I want to be. I want to be a runway model. That's my goal. That's a great goal to have, but it also depends on certain variables, whether or not you are that kind of model. And luckily, there are more opportunities now that are all inclusive. Like I produce a runway show where it's all inclusive, where I will take models of all shapes and sizes and backgrounds and stuff like that. But that's not, always the case. So in addition to being a runway model, you want to make sure that you know how to do commercial modeling, because really in the modeling industry, the money is in that commercial modeling, child.
Right.
Those models and that print, that commercial print. Now everybody want to be the editorial model, the one that's in Vogue magazine. There you do the Vogue pose and all of that stuff like that. That's great. However, that's not always going to be an opportunity that's available to every kind of model. So if you know how to do commercial print, you can make a lot of money, and you can also have a career that spans a long length of time. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to the grocery store, maybe go to Target, right? And you go in and, when you first walk into Target and they have on the wall, all of the different things that they have on sale and different products and stuff like in their catalog. Honey, catalog modeling. Yes, child. I've done it many, many times. And I'm always happy when those checks come in the mail, and I'm standing there and I'm gonna be showing off something like this.
Get your money.
And I just made me $500, honey. So I'm just saying, like he said, learn all different kinds of things. Don't be so marginalized in your mind that you are not able to be flexible and to grow and to evolve. You have to expand yourself. And as you expand yourself, your opportunities will expand. Right, Sam?
Exactly. With that being said, I've had an example of that is I took film and video back in college as well as with the singing. So I was always, I've been in film studios and editing booths and stuff like that. And it's funny because I did there was a movie, Billy Lynn's Home Walk or something like that. And I played a cameraman. And in order for me to qualify for that job, of course, they could put anybody with a camera, but they were giving you real cameras that they were going to have you using also, because they were going to use some of the footage there. So they wanted people who already had the experience. So you'd be surprised that you learn along the way that in life and how you can use it in this career in the film industry. Like I just did the guy from Moonlighting is the latest project I did. He's got a show about the Underground Railroad, and he was looking for blacksmiths. They were looking for blacksmiths. Now I didn't have no blacksmith and, you know, training, but they taught me how to do that. But like I said, for somebody who might have fit the part, already knew those type of things, that's an opportunity for them that, you know, it would have been a given thing. You know, like it can be swimming. You know, these are things that you also put in your resumes. They want to know, like the agents want to know, what can you do? Can this black man swim? You know, can he? I can. I can sew. That's the other thing. You know, you have. That's another part of the crew is the costumes department. You know, and I used to tell them all the time, you know, we need to put a hem in this. I can put a hem in it. Give me a needle and thread. You know, I used to have my own sewing machine. I can sew. My mama sewed. My brother can. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny how the experiences in life can be brought back to life again through film.
Very true.
And it's just been a great opportunity for me. You know, I'm loving it. You know, there are times when you sitting around and you're ready to go home because you've been there for 15 hours and they ain't used you once. And the snacks is gone and somebody over here is stanking or they over here, you know, talking and running off at the mouth and you just look, you know.
They're getting on your last nerve. Yes. You gotta have that patience like we were talking about before, right? You gotta have that patience like we were talking about before.
Yes, it's not for everybody. It's not. Yeah. It's not. I encourage people to try it. If that's something they want to do, try it, you know, but it's not for everybody, you know, and then every experience is going to be different every day, like in life, you know, but every experience is different. Different sets bring different things. Like I said, like Tyler Perry, he's self-contained. Everything he has is on his studio. You ain't got to go nowhere else. You might have to go to the other acre side of the studios, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, where like TV shows, they have locations where you might be at a federal building, or you might be at a club somewhere in the city. You might be, you know, I've done Star. I've been in the strip club playing one of the strippers. I mean, not one of the strippers, Lord.
Uh-oh. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, just be you after dark.
We get into that after dark part. Yeah, you know, but yeah.
Just being prepared and having a variety of different skill sets make you more marketable as an actor. And as a singer, having knowledge of musical history, art history, learning how to control your voice and all those things make you more accessible and more marketable as a vocalist as well. So overall, you've shared so much valuable information that I know and I'm hoping is inspiring to people who are watching, people who are going to share this video when I repost it. And I'm definitely going to have you come back for season 2 of Just For You After Dark, because there is so much more that we can talk about, Sam. And I'm almost speechless, which is rare because I run my mouth all the time. So for me to be like, okay, I'm like speechless right now, that's awesome. That's awesome. It takes a lot to make me speechless. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your journey.
I'm proud of you, Mahogany.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, like I said, you inspire me not only to like get my stuff together, like my computer hadn't been working. I didn't have the lights. I was like, I got to do this thing with Mahogany, so I got to get my stuff together, and I want it to look like I know what I'm doing, because I do know what I'm doing. So I got to get, you know, you got to do it. So I appreciate you. I watched a couple of the shows before mine. If y'all go back and you can see some of her other episodes with some of the other artists that she had on there that were really some great artists and stuff in the Jersey area and so on and so forth. You know, I'm so proud of you, Julie. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. You've lit a fire up under me that I needed to be lit, honestly. I really needed somebody to kick me in the butt and say, Sam, look, talk to us. You know, and Sam sing, Sam do, you know, because I have not been doing that, you know, and people ask me to sing nowadays. I'm like, oh, well, you know, my kids sing, I don't sing. But, you know, singing is always my first love. I don't do it as much anymore, but that's what God gave me, and I use it when I can. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to let that go to the wayside by not using and sharing my gift with the world. You know, God has been so good to me. You know, and I am so forever grateful for everything that He's done for me. You know, He has kept me a mighty long ways. I am 45. He has kept me through some serious times. I've seen death. I've been on my deathbed. You know, God keeps doing great things for me.
You and me both, right hand to God. I've been through some.
But He does.
We'll be here all night long talking about some of the stuff that we mutually have been through. Some stuff is similar, some stuff is different. I mean, I've learned, thank God, to turn my pain into purpose.
Right. Okay.
Every painful situation that I've ever experienced ever since I was a little girl, learning how to some way turn that into something purposeful. And for me, my purpose is to be creative.
Yes.
And my purpose is to share my creativity with others and also to bring out people's creativity, which is why I love working with the youth. And why I love now, really more than ever before in my life, helping my peers.
Right.
Because I'm not competing with you. I'm competing with Mahogany.
Okay.
So I don't have no problem helping you, Jessica, because I'm not competing with you, Jessica. Right. Because you can't beat me.
You know,
there's nothing you can do. You could try to imitate me. You could try to steal from me. You could try to, you know, take my ideas or whatever like that. But you don't have the anointing over you like I do. So there's nothing you can do. So why would I be hating on you, competing against you, trying to be slick, trying to be nasty, betray you, all of that stuff like that? That's not who I am. And I believe that high level of integrity is something that's so valuable that a lot of people just don't get it. You know, yes, the industry is competitive, but there is healthy competition and there's toxic competition. Right, Sam?
Right. Very right. Very right. You know, competition is, you know, like I said, I think I said this earlier, I'm not a big competitor. You know, stuff is usually given to me anyway, and that's the blessing. I mean, it just comes to me, you know. I just consider that as God's favor, but I'm not one to, you know, like I'm not gonna compete with you, you know. And that was one thing there was a lot of in New York was competition. Everybody could sing, and even here in Atlanta, you know, everybody can sing, everybody can riff and do this and do that and do that, and I don't compete because I stay in my lane. If I riff, it's gonna be a little something. You know, I sing falsetto, yeah, that's just what I do. That's my lane. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to go into bass because I ain't no bass. That ain't my lane. You feel me? I'm not trying to be, you know, some sports model because that ain't my lane. You know? So I stay in my lane, you know, and luckily God shines light on me and shines light in the direction in which He wants me to go.
That's it right there. God shining His light on you, right? And it's in the direction that you are meant to go. The direction that you are meant to go has nothing to do with anybody else. And as long as you're clear about that, you know, you're going to have a really good experience on your journey. Yeah, I'm just going to come back for season 2 of Just Be You After Dark. And we're going to talk more with him about the industry and get an update on what he's been up to since this first interview tonight. So I don't want to end the show without that final performance. So I'm so grateful to the internet universe for getting it together, right? So Sam, close out the show for us with the song. And I want to let you know that I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. And I am inspired by you to keep pushing myself to keep challenging myself in my career and the things that I want to accomplish, and some stuff that I kind of been putting off and not doing, like novels that I've written that I need to publish. So I'm just grateful. All right, so Sam, what song are you gonna close out for us, man?
Close out. Hold on.
You could just sing something a cappella, Sam.
Something a cappella? Like what?
Yeah. Sing a little bit of Adore. I would love to hear you sing a little. You don't have to sing the whole selection. You can just sing some of it. I would love to hear you sing that. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was an extended episode of You After Dark, right? And you know, we've been talking for a while, but I wanted to do a special segment where I just took time to get to know him more, and also for him to share his knowledge and his experience as an actor and as a singer. So this was a wonderful extended episode of the show, and I'm excited to go back in post-production and just watch it all over again and repost it and share it and everything like that. So Sam is going to close us out with a song. And then after that, Sam, me and you, don't forget what I told you we're going to do at the very end. I ain't forgot.
I forgot. What I mean?
I'll tell you after you sing. So sing for us first, and then I'll tell you that part.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to play a recorded version. Now this is Prince's. This is Prince Adore. This song is what allowed me to do the Apollo. It opened many doors for me in New York City, singing it. Shout out to all my people, Ron Grant, Sean, Jamel, Jeffy, Ashford and Simpson, you know, just everybody in New York. My family, they are my family and friends. All my Flint family, all my Atlanta people. This is Adore, and this is a version of it live that I did back in New York. I'm just gonna sing along with it. I might mute it and sing a little bit more, but y'all have a good night. Thank you. Be blessed. Stay safe during this COVID. It's not over yet. Mask it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Rawls. And when he's done, I'm going to close out with my final remarks. So let's enjoy this, everybody. Thank you for staying with us. If you've been watching the whole show, I really appreciate it. Or if you just joined, welcome.
Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna cut it down. I ain't sung this in a while, y'all. Yeah. Until the end of time, I'll be there for you. You are my heart, truly adore you. Like our nation line, your beauty I'll see. To high, just what you mean to me. From the first moment I saw you, I knew you were the one. That night I had to call you. I was right until the sun came up, telling you just how fine you look. In the way you were sexy, all of my cool attitude you took, my body was next. You made love to me like you weren't afraid. Tell me, was you afraid of me? Was I the first? Was I your every fantasy? That's why the end of time, I'll be there for you.
Your beauty I would still see. Love is too weak to define
just what you mean to me. When we be making love,
I only hear the sounds. Heavenly angels crying up above, tears of joy falling down on us. They know we need each other.
they know
You are my fans.
I know, you know, I ain't cheating, baby.
They know it's a serious sign, fucking just for kicks. No, this condition I got
It's crucial.
oh, it's so crucial, baby. You could say that I'm a terrible case. You could murder my clothes, smash up my ride.
Hold up, not the rock.
But I gotta have your face in the place. Like the people of a man of a sweet taste. 100% chance of it for injection lace, but nothing, baby. I saw nothing but you can't compare
To your love.
love with taste. You know what I'm saying? You understand? I'm just trying to say that I too.
I'll let him say it. This is me. It's gone. Check it out, y'all. I adore you. Mahogany, I adore you.
Oh,
More than your mother. Said. Now, I want to be more than your brother. I want to be more than you. I want to be baby, like no other. If you need me, you see, because I know that, you know that, without you there is no me, there is no me. Without you there is no sea, there is no show, and I want to be. This is my band from New York, Carl Brown on keys. Rest in peace, Mike Campbell on the guitar. Al Brisbane on the bass. Darius Booker on background. Marcia. Nick Reynolds on background. Who am I forgetting? Mike Campbell, rest in peace, Mike Campbell, on this guitar. I'm gonna let this play out just so y'all can hear this. This is Mike Campbell. He used to play for Shaka Khan. He's played for some of everybody. My whole band was awesome, like some of the best musicians in New York City. Wanna be all up in ya. Check it out. It's after dark. I wanna be close. I wanna make you feel good all over. I wanna be that man you come to late at night. I wanna be that quick fix that makes everything all right. You know what I'm talking about? I wanna be
That band that makes the back of your
This is an extended version, so it just goes on from here.
Can I lick your toes?
Can I lick your toes? Rub your back.
Damn.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. This was an exceptional interview. Your voice is still just as beautiful as it was in college, if not better. It's actually better. You know, like wine, it gets better with time. So I want to do a virtual toast to you. I wish you more joy, more happiness, more prosperity, more peace, more health, more love, more compassion, more vision than you can hold. I'm praying for overflow for you. I really admire you. Wait, I got a sip. After you told, you're supposed to take a sip. Hold on. Okay, there it is. Sam, thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me, Mahogany.
I'm just, I gotta stop because I don't want to mess up my makeup, but I keep crying, and I'm doing that because this is personal. You know why? Because a lot of times you make friends with people in school and they're hollow and they cliquish.
Yes.
And they don't want the best for you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That was a lot of my experience in school.
Right.
I was not the popular girl. You know, I wasn't the one that was always invited to do things. But I knew who I was. And a lot of people didn't like that about me.
You hear
and
me?
Asked me if I care. I ain't cared then, and I sure in the hell don't care now. I'm real grown with a child and bills. Okay, and more importantly, vision. So I don't really care what you think about me. I know who I am and I know whose I am. And I keep my circle very small, very, very small. And you are in my inner circle. And I'm so grateful. We've been knowing each other for so long. And I remember being in New York, auditioning for something, and you being in New York, and we would meet up at the train station just to check in with one another to see how and keep each other encouraging because New York is so cold and so rough, and it's important to have a support system wherever you are. And I really, really appreciate that that friendship over the years, and I look forward to coming down to Atlanta and taking over.
So do I. Come on.
I'm coming. I'm about to bring it. You've had inspired me because I've been putting that off for a long time, and it's been calling me, and that's going to be me coming full circle. So get ready, ATL. Mahogany is on the way. All right, so let me close out this show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this special extended episode of Just Be You After Dark with me, your host, Mahogany Reynolds. This was part 1 of my 3-part season finale. And my guest, Sam Rawls, he brought the house down. Thank you for staying with us to watch the show. Thank you for sharing it after I reposted, because I hope that what we shared inspired you. I hope that in some way it encouraged you to believe in yourself and to go forward with the things that you set for yourself in 2020. I know we're in the middle of a crisis right now, and it's probably very difficult to even think about your future, but it's important that you do think about your future. So thank you for being on the show tonight. I look forward to working more to produce even more content that's positive and inspiring and uplifting. Now, Sam, I want us to close off the show with a little dance, okay? So I'm about to pull up some music on my phone, and I sent it
to booty shake music.
No.
You got some Detroit mixes? Come on now, because you used to have.
Well, I'm gonna see what I can find. You know what I'm saying? But I always do like a dance video at the end when I get done with my show, and I'm still gonna do that. But I thought it would be fun for me to do it with someone, because I don't always want to dance by myself. Okay, so I'm gonna find something. Don't worry, it's gonna be hype, and me and you gonna dance out the show. So I'm gonna have to pull back my table so I can stand up and everybody can see me. But you know, like I said, I'm so grateful for this interview. I'm so grateful for the time that we shared and the things that we learned about one another. And I'm praying for you. And I know you're praying for me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Just Be You After Dark. Let me find some music. Hold on, Sam. I'll make sure you can hear it. And okay. I also want to tell you that when it comes down to your music and you singing, there are some films that's inside of me that I've been putting off doing, that I'm going to be working on. And I definitely want you to be a part of that. There's movies, books that I've written that I definitely want you to be a part of. So I'm excited about that. So just trust me when I tell you, we're gonna get together. We're gonna get together. Okay, now I found some good music. This is old school Detroit. Let me move my table. Everybody, this is what you call at-home production.
We did that.
Yes, we did. Thank you, everybody, for watching this special episode of Just Be You After Dark. I'll see you guys real soon. Everybody stay safe, stay home, and please don't give up on yourself.